OG, I draw up the play. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the play. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the play. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the play. Niggas don't know what to think. Thought I get money and change. What you thought we was the same? Still stay away from them clones. Niggas better leave me alone. Talking about niggas is low. Run with niggas who don't know you. Whoa, I make that zagging when city to city. You niggas not hot in your state. If it was money to get a hit Henny, we get it and never complain. Same go for the gang. And we split it up all the same. I can't really eat, let's stay straight. Cause we go way back in the day. My day ones from back in the day. They still hang around me today. You wanna come round us, you can't. I'm rolling up loud, it's great. Lil' mama, she bad but complain. Cause I'm too in love with my dreams. And I gotta get on the plane and go get this money with OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang.
I get the bag with the gang. Taking that Zach to the bank. Henny be all in my drink. You niggas is stupid, you think that shit change? You not even hot in your gang. Ain't nothing even hot about your gang. You niggas be lying about same. Be posting them pictures of guns for the fame. Niggas just look at me different now. Say that's your man, but he a clown. Don't fuck around with the fuck arounds. Little nigga, you should cut it out. Me and my niggas take different routes. Punch a bitch nigga all in his mouth. Hold up my nigga, we different now. I need a Robert, this is my style. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I get a bitch today, she probably a foreign model. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I'm with my gang today, tomorrow never promise.
OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang.
Attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas.
Zach. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Henny, he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Niggas don't know what to think. Thought I get money and change. What you thought we was the same? Still stay away from them clones. Niggas better leave me alone. Talking about niggas is low. Run with niggas who don't know you. Whoa, I make that zagging when city to city. You niggas not hot in your state. If it was money to get a hit Henny, we get it and never complain. Same go for the gang. And we split it up all the same. I can't really eat, let's stay straight. Cause we go way back in the day. My day ones from back in the day. They still hang around me today. You wanna come round us, you can't. I'm rolling up loud, it's great. Lil' mama, she bad but complain. Cause I'm too in love with my dreams.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot, I make them shiver. They just get weak whenever I'm around. They see me walk, they hear me talk. I make them feel like their God ain't real. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. That's your heart out, girl.
Mike flipped off.
Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy, I'm not your boy toy. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Pocket Locker Podcast. I am your host with the most, all the way from the East Coast. That's right, folks. Take a good long look at the 10 pounds of gold, motherfucking apologist, because you'll never get it from me. As always, folks, I am in airplane mode. All right, folks, we got a fun stream lined up for you. Nitty is back. We're gonna play some game I have literally never heard of in my life. I've already confused what genre it is twice, so I'm probably gonna get my ass whooped. But before we do that, folks, let's go ahead and get into our communion. And then we have got to deal with the results of our Biden's document challenge. The motherfucking Easter egg hunt from hell, part 2, is finally over. Before we do that, let's have some communion. Please raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours who fled for our sins forever and ever. You may drink. All right, and next up we've got our communion song. This one comes to us from Foy Vance. It is called Where Everybody Knows Your Name.
In Dublin, and he's going to play us out. Foy, you're going to play what to finish us up?
Do you know what? I don't know the name of this song actually, but I know the song, and so will you.
Oh, I look forward to this. Foy Vance, take it away.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
First. Thank you.
Well, all those nights when you got no lights, and the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the coward by its tail. Your third fiancé didn't show. Well, sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and you're always glad they came. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Well, you get out of bed and the coffee's dead, the morning isn't looking bright. You shrink right off to Europe and he doesn't even write. Your girlfriend says she's not a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where
Alright, I gotta look at the trees. Nitty, vegetative state. Carrie Ann Chrysler, Cameron Bennett,
troubles are all the same.
Pragmatic Crystal.
You wanna
I don't know if I said that
where
already.
everybody knows your name.
Who else is in here? I think that's what I got right now. Myron Botson else. Oh, Carol the Atheist is here. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody.
Boy, Vance. Most common word coming in by text, boy, is goosebumps. Believe it or not, we've had that repeatedly across the whole series. If you want to see, boy,
all right, now for those that are not aware, the reason, there's a reason a little pep in our step tonight. There's a reason we're a little excited around these parts is we have managed to save our ass. You get these subpoenas from the FBI all about federal classified top secret documents have been found at your property. Real intimidating shit. Real scary shit. First you think it's a gag, you turn it over to the lawyers. The lawyer's like, oh, nah, bro, this is the official letter. Yeah, apparently there's some motherfucking classified documents at your property, and you need to turn them shits over to the FBI pronto, or else you're gonna get fucked and lose everything. Oh, okay, cool. Well, now you put it that way. Holy shit! But, we linked up with the gang and we dealt with this when the right-wingers tried to plant Trump's documents all over the place. And I think the right-wingers were at it again. But this time it was motherfucking Biden's documents. But fortunately, we have found them. And, I'm going to reveal the locations. All right. In the meantime, I want to announce the winner. Unfortunately, I don't think she's here, but Melody Joy. Oh, Jules is around. I want to see Jules because we got the word game going. Actually, we got Scrabble going in here. But yeah, Melody won the Biden's classified documents challenge. In second place was Look at the Trees, and those were our top two. I'm going to give Melody 100,000 pocket change. The next time I see her, I'm going to go ahead and give Look at the Trees 50 for coming in second. 50 plus the 7 that he found. Boom. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And then I'm also going to give 20,000 to everybody for participating and helping out. So we'll do that. All right. And then what I'll do is reveal the locations where they were found. All right. So place is the residence. I'll kind of try to show you guys how the gather spaces are connected. So I'll kind of go through the ranch here as opposed to just jumping from server to server. But yeah, we really hope you guys do these things. The upside of these things is, they're nice little Easter egg hunts. They allow you to get in gather, make sure all your passwords are working, make sure you know what you're doing and that you know how to get into all the spaces and that you know all the locations. That way, when you see the gang in a particular location, you'll know how to get there and know what's going on. All right, so the first place we're going to look at is called Bundy Residence. You can see there are bridges. I know a lot of you are new to Gather. You're kind of trying to figure out what it is. It's basically like a gamified version of a virtual office and meeting place. Our main area is the Bundy Ranch. It's basically our virtual compound, and it's a virtual office. And so that's the primary place we spend most of our time. It's kind of the home base for our operations. And then, believe it or not, you get to everywhere else from the front of the compound. So it's really easy. All of the gather spaces, you always connect to them from the front of the compound. There aren't any documents in the cafe, which is a public place, or the dining area, which is also a public place that we use for holidays and special occasions. And so we're between the ranch, the Olympic Park, the Flying Man University, the Church of the Flying Man. Home is actually our Bundy Beach. That's our little tent village where we lurk and sleep overnight. And then we have the Mystery Mansion, which is the Bundy residence. So we'll go to the location there first. Actually, I think it was found in an important location because we might do some social events, either some speed dating events or what I call speed meeting events or trivia events, and they'll be here in this trivia space. It's currently set up for trivia, but we can also do like speed meetings and speed dating type things. But also, Carrie Ann had wanted us to do trivia nights. So this is a location we have you can do where the person will come up here and lead trivia, and you get in your little private rooms. These are like breakout rooms. These private areas are like breakout rooms for your teams. And then there's some common areas and some pool tables. All right, cool. Here's the first one. Boom. Get it all started with that Penn Biden Center classified. Come on, Joe. Joe, this old paperwork, Joe. First off, you should have been had whatever was in here digitized. Second of all, bro, how did the shit get from the SCIF to your White House or whatever office or Senate office? He was the VP when we found this one. They so many damn classified documents. It's hard to keep track. And then the shit is at homeboys like university. Like, this is supposed to be your retirement office, bro. Like, what you doing taking fucking paperwork from one job to the next, man? Yeah, I don't want to find this shit around our fucking gather. Had an FBI all up my ass. Who the fuck hacked into our gather and planted these confidential documents all over the place? The shit is not funny, man. This is our community hub, man. And you got the FBI up my ass. It's not okay. It's not all right. All right, now we're going to go to the Flying Man University. My classroom, out into the lounge. Come on, man. My students work out here. This is where the students get together to relax, man. And they got confidential documents out here. Fucking Karl Rove. Y'all, you know shit's getting crazy in politics when they start bringing back niggas from previous administrations. Oh, man. The Myron Memorial Library. I think there's one in here. I don't know why I'm not finding it. Hang on a sec. I'm fine. I gotta look at the picture. Gotta take a better look at this picture. Oh shit. All right, here we go. Whoa. Whoa, there's a whole secret world in here. What the hell? I wasn't ready for that. I've never been in here. I've never even seen this space. Who the fuck did this? Oh my goodness. What Biden did wrong, but he was given a reasonable and stable special counsel who is sane, inclined not to make waves, friendly with rhinos, and is not known as a flame-throwing lunatic or a Biden hater. What I did was right. Secure documents in a secure place, locked all the doors, lock on the doors, guards and Secret Service all around, security cameras working. Mar-a-Lago is essentially an armed fort. And it was built that way in the 1920s with high walls and structure to serve as the Southern WH. I was president of the U.S. and covered and protected by the Presidential Records Act, which is not criminal and allows and encourages you to talk to the NRA, which we were very nicely, until the FBI, who it is now learned has been after me for years without pause or question, raided Mar-a-Lago. A stupid and probably illegal thing to do. As president, I have the right to declassify documents. Biden did not. Special quote-unquote prosecutor Jack Smith, however, is a Trump-hating political thug. The Boxers hoax case against me should be dropped immediately. I've done nothing wrong. Except everything I've ever done, ever. This room's gorgeous, though, by the way. Gorgeous. Who knew? Who knew there's portals? Whoa. See, look, you could be having all your secret meetings in here. The Myron Memorial Library. I'm telling you, boy, the spirit of the flying man. You don't know, we got that spirit of the flying man in here, man. Y'all got to get in here and explore all these places in the Gatherverse. I told y'all this university's legit. All right, now let's go back to the. Oh, I'll show you how to get back. A lot of people don't know how to get back from the university. You can always just go back to your Gather homepage, and it'll. You can get to the different locations, but I try to show people where they're at. All right. Go to the Myron Games. That's at Olympic Park. Oh, it's got me. Let me respawn. So it shows you where it is at the beginning. You spawn normally. Normally, you'll actually spawn when you come across the bridge. You'll normally be here, on the other side of the bridge. All right. Oh, I meant to go to the church. Let's see if I can get these though. All right, so the Myron game. I'm trying to find the ones that are around buildings first. All right, hang on. Let's see.
Obama.
All right, I gotta. What is that thing? This is this is fucking crazy. All right, I'm gonna look at the map and figure out where that damn thing is. All right, let's go up. There we go. All right. Boom. There it is. We lied to get Biden elected. Oh, it's so good. It's too good. Oh, man. All right. Where else? All right, you guys gotta figure out where the. All right, that's the track and fields. I don't think it's in there. Yeah, I didn't even know we had a track and field stadium. Did you? Did you? I'm looking for the swimming center. There it is. It's literally on the diving board. These documents everywhere. You out here kicking it to some girls on the diving bro. Next thing you know, you done left some damn classified documents behind. Oh man, I love how, but it's amazing how Republicans are trying to make Biden's documents worse. Oh man. All right, now I'm looking for. a field.
We have a powerful cumulative
There's a
case.
powerful cumulative case. Proof Biden is a crook. More Hunter Biden's laptops, man. It's gonna be the year of Hunter Biden's laptops. I promise you that. I love that park with the statue. See, a lot of y'all didn't realize the Gatherverse was this deep. The Gatherverse is look at this wrestling. This is amazing. Now, see, this is fucked up. This is fucked up, leaving this shit in my fucking office. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Leave my office out of this. Word Wrestling Entertainment has nothing to do with the Biden administration. Fuck Biden. I'm a fucking Bernie supporter. This is a motherfucking plant. See, somebody's trying to frame me, y'all. I told y'all somebody's out to get me, y'all. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Gotta remember that shit. I told y'all, it's probably fucking looping. This is what happens when you trust Christians. All right, and then the church. Look at this. Look at this church. Sanctuary, so beautiful. Way nicer than those Christian churches. Designed that sanctuary to my specifications. Fucking Stairway to Heaven, y'all. Airplane mode. Behold, Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, it's too good. Oh, it's too good. I love it. Oh, it's too funny.
There's a reason why this world's going to hell.
There is a reason why this world's going to hell. Oh, man. Oh, let me go back to the compound. All right. And then lastly but not leastly, the ranch. Oh, no, it's to the beach. We got to do the beach, then we'll do the ranch. That's the tiki bar where we do the overnights. Uh-oh. Gotta go find the little maybe over here. I gotta go over this way. Teleport. Teleport again. Party! Whoa, that's sweet. Oh, we're back. Hang on. Where? Oh, all right. Okay, I think I know where I need to go. Oop, there we go. Boom. I actually love this. Actually just looks badass. I should have used this as a thumbnail. That's fucking awesome. That is awesome. All right, let's get back to peace and love, Carol. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for coming through. All right, gang, I'll show you how to get back to the compound from here. You go like here. This is how you get back to the tent area. This is where all the tents are, is Wayne's tent. There's a open tent you can use. There's my tent. Here's some more open tents. This is where we sleep. This is Joel's tent. Some more tents over here. You come in here, you have slumber parties. This is where you have slumber parties with your friends. You can play some Tetris, play some poker. You have yourself a little slumber party. There's also a little night market you can explore. There's no documents here. I just wanted you guys to see where it is. Sweet little night market. I'm gonna let y'all explore that though. It's super cute. And that's how you get back to the ranch. All right, now I'll show you the ones at the ranch. All right, first things first, there's one over here. Bro, this is what life was like. That shit was crazy. Like, I remember the first time they found Biden's documents, it was like literally, oh no, is this for real? And then literally there was like 3 more stories. That seriously, this has to commemorate the worst political week in Joe Biden's life. Like, he did that thing, you know, I want to look like a good guy. I want to get out ahead of this thing, you know. Guys, double check, search everywhere. Yeah, you should have had them do that before, because all they did was keep finding shit. Crazy. It's going to be very interesting how that plays out. Also, guys, if you haven't, like Nitty, guys, make sure you claim a desk in the office. If you look over at the side of my screen, you can see JFMM's desk. Make sure you claim a desk. There's plenty of desks in here that nobody's claimed yet. Make sure you claim yourself a cubicle. All right, this is the all hands area. This is another area you can stream if you're a streamer. You have a stage area. You can get on the spotlight tile, and you could have a little panel discussion or do your little shows. Everybody could hang out in their little private booths and watch you stream. This is another good area to stream from or to have meetings. Second time I beat Biden. Biden's documents like here you go. Trump Tower of classified documents. Oh man. The big orange pack rat. Make obstruction great again. Oh man. All right, there's two more. All right, gang, this is how you get to the speakeasy. Of course, it's called Cheers. Boom. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. You could even head over to the piano, and it'll play the theme for you.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that awesome? But yeah, here's another great area to stream. You can stream on the stage. You can have a big panel discussion because all of the stage is pretty much a spotlight tile. So as long as you're in the center area of the stage, you can have a big discussion. You can also have someone ask questions and pipe up from the bar if they want to ask a question of the panel. And then you've got all the private seating areas around the bar so people can hang out with their friends while they watch the stream or whatever's going on. It's also a good place to have like a karaoke night. All right, and then here's the game room. Although, oh yeah, I need to go back into the Pinochle Lounge, but I'll show you guys what else we've got going on in here. Some of you know we have a casino channel. We're going to have to bring back our casino channel, y'all. I just got my PS5 back. I got a PS5, so we good. We're going to have to get over there. We're going to have to get over there. It's time. But yeah, this is the casino room. We built a room to go with the casino theme. The malt shop, stuck at the malt shop with Pocket, baby. When you got to get that malt shop, baby. Also, this is it helps you get into Steam. It's called the Steam Room. So if you're like a PC gamer, you come in here and you can connect your Steam accounts and PC games and console games. That's kind of what we built. We built that room for the gamers. That's for the gamers. And then this is the Pinochle Lounge. It's a Pinochle school. You can actually come over to this Pinochle book. It has a note on it, or you can come over to these practice areas, and this will help you get started learning how to play Pinochle. The main thing to do is come over to the book, and there's a tutorial. You start here with the Pinochle tutorial. This leads you through like a tutorial hand. And then after that, you can read from here, strategies and tips. This will help you really understand how to play Pinochle. And then we have a playlist of videos. And so probably with about an hour's time, it'll get you really kind of going, ready to get up and playing. And then you'll eventually get some more. These are the apps then that we use to actually play Pinochle in-house. All right. But yeah, go ahead and read that note if you want to learn how to play Pinochle. We've got our custom rings set up thanks to AR, our facilities guy. These rings are amazing. I love these for when we get serious. When you have your Pinochle tournament and you're crazy, you step into the ring, it's serious. Get your feelings hurt. It's hardcore. It's no fucking games. It's no playing around. Playing for keeps. All right? And then this is the theater. Boom. That's right. This is for our Saturday night shows. You already know. 30 Myron Plaza. Classified
Oddly
documents
plausible.
found at Mar-a-Lago. How could anyone be so irresponsible? I don't understand. I love the pinstripe on this suit, by the way. This is amazing. But yeah, love this. AR normally comes in here and plays drums. The spotlight tile here for the drummer. Get a drummer some. But yeah, it's where we do our Saturday night show. So if you're a member, you want to call into the Saturday night show, you got to come in here. Also, we got the catwalk set up. So you can come in here if you don't want to call in and you just want to watch the show. You can come up here to the catwalks and you can watch over top of the stage. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, these are a lot of the games also that we've added to Gather. So a lot of these games don't come in Gather, but this is where you can come and play dominoes. This is where you come and play board games. We have chess up there, but you can play any of these board games. Connect 4, Uno, Yahtzee, Set, Checkers, Spades, Azul, a bunch of games. Poker's in here. This is where we play our Uno. It's a really fun Uno app. It's called Scuffed Uno. So a lot of fun to be had in the Pinochle Lounge. And we also just added Scrabble, thanks to Jules' suggestion. I'm going to change that icon a little bit, but this is a Scrabble app we found that integrates well with Gather. So we now have Scrabble integrated. Really sweet. Also, here's the Pocket Pad. This is a little secret area, but we'll show you guys just so you know where it is if you see us on stream. Where we hang out. It's my little private little apartment above the Pinochle Lounge. And the little investigative offices when we got to do a deep dive on a fuckface. Oh, what am I down here doing? Go in there. There we go. Got a detective's office up here. It's fun. Just another fun space. And it'll take you right back down to the Pinochle Lounge. And then the Boom Boom Room. Oh, yeah. Gotta get it in the VIP. Hunter Biden's laptop. Hey, man, it's a hard gig, man. Look, it's long nights up in here, man. Y'all already know you gotta go up the pole. Hey, she working that pole. Oh yeah. I love this room so much. I can't wait to start streaming in here. This is where we're gonna get freaky. We start doing them dating streams. Maybe this will room be for them dating streams, y'all, with Heathen Queen. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Yeah, Wolfen's bored anytime we're not talking about him. Oh man. Yeah, I love it. That's super great. Super great. All right, 13 locations. Appreciate y'all so much. Definitely want to thank AR, our facilities manager, for making sure we document all these locations so we can get them turned over to the FBI. Y'all notice Lupin's like, I'm bored, I'm out. Yeah, as soon as he know we found all these locations, that's why you remain on the top of the suspects list. Type of right-winger that would be inspired to get in here and do a solid for the Kent Hovens of the world and have us caught up in all these goddamn confidential document scandals. But unlike them fuckfaces, we complied. We found them. Better luck next time. All right, man. Sorry, man. It's been forever getting in here with Nitty, man. Nitty probably went to bed. If Nitty is still awake, man, tell him it's time to get in here and play this game. Ready. I'm ready. All right. I have no idea what we're doing. But I'm here, Nitty. I'm at the table. Better late than never. Let me turn on my camera. Nitty probably went to bed. Great. It's called Dominion. It's like a deck building game. We were trying to check out some of the gathered games. All right, let's see. I don't know if Nitty's still here or not. He may have passed out. If so, it's all good. Y'all, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I got my PS5 today. So I'm kind of excited to play PlayStation 5. Where's Nitty? Also, it says I'm at the table. Oh, is this the table? This can't be the table. Oh, full screen. I don't want to be in full screen though. My table. What the table looks like? All right. Where's Nitty? I don't know where Nitty went. Let me message him on Discord, see if he's still up. Did I see Mike Lindell on Jimmy Kimmel? No, I didn't. But I'm down to watch it and gather. I guess I'll stay live till like 12 or so and see what's up. Hang on, there was something I wanted you guys to see, so I guess I'll pull that up. And we can watch that. Hang on a sec. Give me 1 minute. It's really interesting. Lupin made a stream earlier, and basically he was, I don't know how else to put it, but he was basically shitting on us for being sympathetic towards his testimony, and then being like, "Oh no, shouldn't you guys be rooting for my downfall since you don't want me around?" Like he had no ability to represent the difference between our sympathy for rough times he's had in the past versus the completely willful ignorance and hateful attitudes he has now. It's really like sad when Christians either lack or pretend to lack any like nuance, you know? It's really unfortunate. Let me switch the title of all right, here we go, y'all. Let's watch this. This is some of y'all may be familiar with Stephanie Helms. She is someone in our community who has been popping up on panels and discussions lately. I first saw Stephanie on Gur's stream, and I paid attention to Stephanie. I really liked what she had to say. But also she's the person who like put a piece of tape over her mouth when she wasn't being heard. And I felt like that was a big protest of the way non-male voices are treated in our community. And I did a stream about that. She also called out Doug when Doug was on Nitty's channel, and I appreciated a lot of what she brought to that conversation. And then I saw her last night on Richard Madsen's channel, I believe. But here's the deal. Stephanie has one video on her channel. And at the end of the stream, she was like, I've got this one video on my channel, you know, if anybody wants to check it out. And so we did. And it's really good. Like really, really good. And not too long, so I think you really ought to see it. So we'll do that. Give me one second. I'm gonna edit this title. Stephanie is video. All right, let's save that. Should be good to go. All right, here we go. Just so you guys know, the audio timing is off on this. Like, you know, it's just not in sync. So don't be alarmed by that. Just kind of ignore it. It's not a big deal. But this is essentially a sort of a short sermon that Stephanie gave at a church. Yeah, I'm excited to share it with you guys. But let me say something first. Earlier tonight, Heathen Queen was on The Hang Up with Matt Dillahunty. And, you know, they were supposed to be talking about Proof for God, but Dillahunty was kind of hung up about trans issues. That was his hang up. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm kind of hung up about trans issues myself. You know, I don't know what this means, but y'all gonna have to just fuck with what I gotta say. I'm an ally. And to me, I don't understand anybody who's not. Like, maybe we should just, maybe when we get to where we're going, there'll be no need for that term, because it's inhumane to me to not consider yourself an ally of the queer community. But it means, when I realized that community felt the need to identify its allies, and a lot of time, you know, try to include allies as part of the explicit notion of their community. And we could talk about how, you know, if that's appropriate or not, because I could see both sides. Like, I've always felt kind of privileged and kind of honored when I hear queer people include the A when they talk. I do notice it. Like, if somebody says LGBTQIA or whatever, I'll be like, yeah, rep for the allies. But I also understand when they're like, yo, the queer community, and, like, you know, my straight ass is not a part of that. Like, I'm 100% good either way. It's not going to change where I stand and my support, right? But nevertheless, I feel like when I realized that it was an important issue to me, it was pretty much like in college, like right away. You know, I was on the social awareness committee for the student government. So before I ran for president of student government, it was just like the first thing I did to get started. Like, my kind of mentor in student government was a guy named Ace. He was a couple years ahead of me. And the social awareness committee was kind of his baby. And when he identified me as, you know, like a voice he liked to hear from,
he kind of took me under his wing, and he was gay, and he made me aware of some of the things that had happened to him on campus, and some of the stories that I heard from that community horrified me and shocked me. There was then some things that would happen that would be like in the school paper and stuff like that, and I realized right away this was you know, an existential threat to our civilization. Like, you know, like the whole thing's a fucking lie, y'all. If you can't be the melting pot, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the inclusive country, the country where everybody has a chance at the American dream, dog. If queer people ain't treated right, the whole thing's a fucking lie. What the fuck you talking about? It's a fucking fraud. America's a fucking fraud until everybody is treated equally. What the fuck you talking about? If that's going to be the fucking country's motto until it's that, then it's not that. You know, this is the essential rule of logic, y'all, right? I'm not a big philosopher-tard, y'all know that, but I know you can't be A and not A at the same time, right? You can't be the land of fairness and equality where people aren't treated fairly and equitably. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's illogical. So America can eat a dick, ironically, right? Until it's ready to fucking honor that real commitment. Like it's no joke. And when you are brought up like I was, which is, you know, a very intentional education about social issues, right? Because, you know, I grew up with some privilege, at least relative to what, you know, the sort of typical narrative is of black men in America. Certainly not the most privileged, but, you know, my parents were educated and middle class. I grew up in a gated community and went to private schools where a couple times, more than once, I was the only black student. And it came with a lot of opportunity, but it also came with a lot of challenges, a lot of racism. And then, you know, my family feeling the need to remind me and educate me very deliberately from very early age, like, no, you don't get to go to school all comfy and not understand what it means to be black in this country. You need to understand the history of slavery, the history of racism, the history of Jim Crow, the history of police brutality. And you need to prepare for a world that when you step out of the bubble of wearing that uniform, and even while you're wearing it, you have to recognize that this world's gonna always see you and treat you differently. And it was true every single day in my school. There was never a day that I wasn't reminded of how much I could wear the uniform, but I could never fit in, if that makes any sense. And by the same token, just you always remember what the outside world thinks of you too. So it was crazy. And so immediately, you know, when I get a little bit more opportunity to learn about what's going on with the queer community, where my previous kind of experience was sort of the mistreatment of my gay cousin and sort of, you know, the run-of-the-mill kind of picking on the one openly gay student we had in our class, Joey, who I was friends with. So I had a gay friend. So I already knew there was something real fucked up. But when I saw the violence and heard the stories of, you know, that, it was some next level shit. And so, how do you not immediately recognize it, right? I grew up in the era of Matthew Shepard,
you know, they took that poor gay young man and tied him behind a truck and dragged him down the road and strung him up on a fence and all types of other shit. And you sitting there like, I'm sorry, y'all, but the immediately thing is, oh yeah, that's all like the types of fucked up shit they used to do to black people. How does it not immediately just dun, dun, bam, 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 fucking alarms going off where you're like, yeah, this the same type of fucked up ass, violent ass shit they do to black people. And here we are in 2023 and it's the same fucking shit. We're literally talking about the same fucking shit. They're murdering black kids because they're black kids, and they're throwing Molotov cocktails and shooting up gay nightclubs and trans bars because it's trans story time. Are you fucking serious? So I don't know how we don't immediately recognize, again, the existential threat to our civilization, y'all. This is not a fucking game. And so I don't really have a whole lot of wiggle room and tolerance when it comes to this issue. And I commend the Uncle Bobbies of the world for really kind of hammering it home with a lot of his content, which has really helped me realize that we're trending in the wrong direction. This stuff is becoming more common, not less common, more acceptable, not less acceptable. Like we're really headed in the wrong direction. And now I feel like it is important that those of us that have that heteronormative privilege or whatever step the fuck up and let people know we're not playing this shit no more. And when I sit there and think about, you know, some of the things that have made me angry in this community lately, when I say shit like, you can't come at black people when we're being murdered in the streets. You can't come at our support system right now. It's time to be anti-racist or get the fuck off the stage. People are dying. We don't have time for your bullshit. Okay? Well, it's the same thing with trans people. Same thing. Same thing with queer people. It's the same thing. People are dying because of who they are. And y'all want to sit around and have thought experiment? No. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So I don't know how else to say this, but as an ally, it commits us to be in this battle with our queer brethren. And it means we hurt when they hurt. Now I know that sounds fucked up because we don't hurt the same way. I'm not trying to imply that. And I don't want people to get it twisted. But yeah, I'm hurt. Because I hear these attacks every day and I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's enough reason alone to stop being a Christian. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't see that earlier, but I was younger and I grew the fuck up, and it's time for other people to do the same. We can no longer ignore the fact that, you know, these type of hateful ideologies are core to the problem. And I'm sick of everybody looking the other way on it. So your church might not be anti-LGBT, but if your church is not LGBT affirming, supporting, and furthermore calling out and holding accountable the anti-LGBT churches, your church is full of shit. Full of shit. Because the calls are coming from inside the house. The calls are coming from inside the house. Let's take 10 random perpetrators who in the last 3 years have committed felony acts of violence against our queer community. Anybody hazard to guess how many of them 10 are gonna self-identify as Christians? Huh? How many of them? Come on, y'all. I mean, we got to stop acting like we don't understand where the hate of these people is coming from. Is it all religious? Nope. Of course not. But, man, that would go a long way. Let's get rid of the doctrinal hatred of these people. Let's get rid of the fucking organizations that say you have to hate these people. Let's start there, right? Because once they're no longer saying that, then what's the other people's excuse? 'Cause they ain't gonna get no love from us, and if they ain't getting no love from them, you know, we'll deal with them a lot easier at that point because we'll actually have, you know, the majority of the people on our side. But this shit is ridiculous. It's uncivilized. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And again, y'all, it comes right back to me to social physics. I don't care. I don't care what people in privilege don't understand. I don't care what straight people don't get. I don't care what cis people don't. I don't care. Touch that stove, get burnt. Fuck with our trans people and get fucked up. Come at these people and we will come at you. And I'm talking social consequences, y'all. I don't give a fuck what happens in the court of law. Yeah, you can have your freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want in this country. And we could do whatever the fuck we want as a result of whatever the fuck you say. Called consequences and repercussions. So yeah, I just hope that all of us take this issue seriously. Like really fucking seriously. And I'm gonna do another stream on it because I didn't really plan to get into this subject today. But I want us to pay attention to something, and like I said, I'm gonna do a bigger stream on it. But start to pay attention to the way people in privilege use politics. Right? You'll hear, I noticed this, Jordan Peterson was having a conversation with Joe Rogan that's very popular recently. We were listening to Arm Brown talk about it. And Joe Rogan kind of wanted to snuggle up to Jordan Peterson so he could invite conversation about some of Jordan Peterson's more controversial opinions, right? Which are just his bigoted ideas. But the way to do it was to basically say, oh, Nitty, you cool, man. We could catch up tomorrow, bro. I feel bad. I know it took me hella long to get into this, and I fucked up our timing, bro. That's my bad, man. I feel terrible, but we're glad you're back, man. But yeah, it's like what he said to him was like, basically something along the lines of like, oh, you're known for some of your more controversial political opinions, right? Political stances. And I noticed it. I said, that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Matt Dillahunty talked about a little bit tonight where he said people want to sit around and have civilized, calm discourse about shit that we should not be civilized and calm about. And that whole notion where we take certain issues that are really social issues, they're interpersonal issues, they're about people's fucking lives. And we let people get away with having bigoted ideas and bigoted takes and bigoted stances on these things. And then we say, oh, you just have a controversial political opinion. No. People's lives is not about your fucking political opinion. And we have to be careful when we let people use political discourse as like a code word or getaway speech for hateful, problematic ideas that are not political opinions the same way, talking about economic policy or, domestic trade or, these issues that are clearly, policy at the core. At the core of this shit with the queer and the anti-LGBT and critical race, all this type of shit, this ain't about policy. It's about people. All right, now let's listen to Stephanie, because that's what we're here to do, is listen to the queer community so they could tell us what they need. But we got to speak up and make it very clear that we stand with them. So I wanted to do that first. Thank you.
And I've known Stephanie. Our second speaker is Stephanie Helms, and I've known Stephanie since we first began sailing in the Portland area in 2005, which is when I was serving as the pastor on the other side of South Portland at People's United Methodist Church. And I knew of Stephanie for some 10 years before that when we were in Camden racing J24s. Because, well, Stephanie pretty much is one of the top sailors in the country, and everyone who sails competitively in Maine knows Stephanie and usually knows the back of her boat very well, because we're following. So, but Stephanie is not only one of the best sailors I know, but one of the most generous people too. I'll just give you one example. My husband and I had wanted to race J24s for the summer in the midweek races, and we couldn't find anyone who needed crew. And Stephanie was already skippering on another boat, so she said, well, why don't you use my J24 for the season? She didn't charge us anything, she just trusted us with her boat. And I think, because that's just the kind of person that she is. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Stephanie Helms to share her story.
Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Also with you. Y'all supposed to get your church instincts back, y'all. Come on, gang.
Start that off. Traditional, I guess you'd call that religious greeting, talks of wisdom, all of that. I am myself a very lapsed Methodist. But I wanted to say, this is something that came to mind when Samantha was talking about her sister. My sister was my secret keeper. I'm a lady of a certain age. I was born in 1953, and in about 1957, I was doing a little chore. I had an accident. I had to do some physical therapy. I was quite young. And my mom said, I was 3.5. My mom said to me, good boy. And I said to her, no, girl. So I guess you might say I came out young. And my sister was my secret keeper. And in 2002, after surgery, I opened my eyes and there was my sister. Who
Good to see you, Wayne.
From
Glad you're getting a couple days off
Portsmouth,
soon.
New Hampshire,
What's up, Catter?
to Neenah, Wisconsin, to be by my side. And I opened my eyes and there she was, and she said, hi, sis. And that was a good day. So you should know we are family. We're a family of people. That's all we are.
Amen.
The news today from Colorado was heartbreaking. a 22-year-old young man, inspired by a spirit that I can only call violent, decided to pick up an AR-15, go to a place that was preparing to do what we're doing here today, remembering the people who have passed, remembering the people who have passed this year. We could also remember back to 1933, May of 1933, when another group of people decided to go into a library and pull out books from the shelves. The library was the Institute for the Study of Sexuality in Berlin. Those people were Nazis. They walked into that library, they burned the books. It was the first book burning of what became the Holocaust.
All right, pause the tape. Just got to lend support here, man. Like, come on, y'all. We're back to the era of book burnings. We're back to the era of Holocaust denial. We're back to list. Give us a list of your trans kids so we can make sure they don't get help. The writing is on the wall. It's more than on the wall. It is the message in the writing. They might as well just put "we hate queers" on the fucking flag. Because it's pretty much what I think when I hear patriotism and I see all the bullshit, and it feels like I don't know, like bigotry is America's middle name. But it's escalating. Come on, y'all. We supposed to be thinking about time like shit's supposed to be getting better, y'all. We supposed to be thinking about time like, yeah, we got us a black president. Yeah, man, like, yeah, racism is on the decline for real. Wrong. Yeah, man, I got a lot of women advisors, a lot of women in positions of power, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that misogyny shit, that's about to be a thing of yesteryear. Wrong. Yeah, man. Man, when I hear trans voices, man, the trans people I know, man, they're just beautiful. They're smart, man. They're here. They're down for the cause, man. They're great. They're just some of the most wonderful people. People are they gotta be realizing that we gotta stop paying wrong. Literally, like, man, I'm like, man, y'all lucky I don't want to be monetized, because if I really did want to get monetized on YouTube, all I would do is throw y'all asses under the bus, start making streams that tell women that their children hate them, tell trans women that they're not women, and then tell black people that they need to shut the fuck up and that CRT is a religion of Satan. And my fucking view count and my subscribers will be off the chain, gang. I promise you. Bring a little bit of my entertaining swag, just betray my PhD, right? Tell them, hey, I got a PhD. I'm an evolutionary biologist, but I'm on your side, right? And then just tell them, fuck them queers, right? I'd be, man, that YouTube algorithm. But I don't know what his pocket locker is, man. But he's getting popular, man. He's moving in the right direction, right? It's like the truth in equity and love and treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Nah, that shit's corny, man. That shit boring. You saw Loop, and Loop was like, I ain't hating on nobody, I'm out. That shit boring, man. Like, it's crazy that we're literally coming back to this, y'all. Like, librarians are scared, y'all. Librarians are scared. Like, it's all in the news. They're covering up books because they have to go through approval and shit. This, man, it's wild.
The kind of hatred, the kind of vileness that we're seeing in this country today will go very bad.
Yeah, Wayne, it's crazy.
Stand up and say no. Now,
too embarrassed to get a hair and go away. I always tell them, man, apparently buying a private island ain't what it used to be.
I think you're a Methodist preacher.
Well, I should say that my sister's
like,
also
seriously, y'all,
married.
because imagine, like, these people be rich and they be powerful, and it's like, yo, just go buy an island, buy some beautiful people to do whatever the fuck you want with, and, like, get the fuck out our face. And apparently that's not good. That's no good no more. They gotta stay here, be all over social media, be all over YouTube. They gotta be building a platform, building a brand. I guess money really doesn't buy happiness, huh?
In when was Salmon? He was on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. I come from the tradition of the social gospel. My grandfather founded Goodwill Industries. My dad was a Methodist minister, so being a trans kid in a Methodist minister's family was rather interesting, I'll tell you. But, you know, anyway, I can't see. Let's see if I can make this bigger for myself. I said, as a very lapsed Methodist, I do want to talk about salt and light. I want to say the words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 16. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt loses its saltiness, how will it become salty again? It's good for nothing except to be thrown away and trampled under people's feet. You're the light of the world. A city on top of a hill can't be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a basket. Instead, they put it on top of a lampstand, and it shines on all who are in the house. In the same way, let your light shine.
Power and control.
Before people, so they can see the good things you do and praise your Father who's in heaven. We're here today to reflect on and remember the lives of our trans siblings, parents, and children who have passed from us, whose memory is now a blessing, as were their lives. From November 21st, 2021 until today, I wrote this a couple of days ago. TransLivesMatters.info's TOR database, by the way, Gwen Smith is a friend of mine, lists the names of 57 people in the USA, and now we add 5 more names unknown at this moment. Perhaps they weren't all trans, but they were members of the LGBTQIA community. 5 more people. And 354 worldwide whose lives were cut short by violence and suicide, with people of color acutely impacted. Every one of those precious beings had a light that shone in wavelengths all their own, part of the broad spectrum that is the light of the world. Here are just 2 people whose brilliance lives on in memory. Alex Bastion of Quebec's story is rather dark. He was a trans child, just beginning to grow, confronted by bullying, dysphoria, depression at 10 years old, struggling with a precocious puberty that was wrong for him. And though his parents came to realize the struggles he faced and sought care, it came too late for Alex, who took his life March 9th of this year. It's a parent's worst nightmare, as mother said. No child should choose to take their own
I feel
life
you, Wayne.
because they question their sexual orientation or gender identity. Fern Feather of Heinsberg, Vermont was 29. She posted on her Facebook page this past March 24th. It's time to tell the world I'm a hot trans woman in a currently male hot bodysuit. Dang, sure took long enough, eh? Please share this to liberate our other beautiful ones. She was stabbed to death by a transphobic man and left to die by the side of the road, April 12th. Montpelier Bridge on April 15th posted these remembrances. There was magic, soul, and light in Fern Feather's life. And I'll bet she was salty too. Her friends saw in her something almost enchanted. One said it was really magical. Fern was a very magical being, soul, and a very open-hearted person. Fern was a magical being and a shapeshifter, and a little bit from the land of fairy, I think. Fern's travels took her to Oregon, where she worked on a farm, accumulating a house full of exotic tropical plants. Imagine that, tropical plants in Oregon. The other Portland is strange. Yet Fern always found her way back to Montpelier. She'd still travel a lot, but she had roots here and really deep friendships and relationships that always drew her back here. She had family. And her community welcomed her. Fern was just a real part of the fabric of this place for so many people. As a trans kid myself growing up in the 50s and 60s, with a very strong gender sense, first felt and expressed at 3.5, I've known the sadness and confusion that Alex knew in his short life. I also faced the trauma of bullying. Back then, there wasn't much understanding in any realm of the trans experience, and far fewer resources than are here today for either my family or I to lean on for counsel and help. I learned I was the impossible girl. I was lucky I survived, even in that environment, and I wish Alex could have done it. I felt too the joy
You too.
Fern expressed in March, only weeks before, yet the wholeness and understanding in acknowledging a part of herself deeply hidden. But
They present
always
everything as a false dichotomy.
in liberating her beautiful self, as I did nearly 25 years ago.
Damn near
in growing
everything.
and understanding the impossible world was possible. I've been lucky and I've been privileged. Today we live in a time when loud voices cast more heat than light at trans lives. There are those who would have us disappear, deny us medical care, deny us public existence. In Texas, before the legislature, right now, is a bill drawn so broadly that it would forbid any trans person even being in public.
Even being in public.
I stand here today in a public place. The legislature of Texas would take me from your fellowship.
Yeah, you too, Punk. I'm 100% with you. 100% with you.
So broadly, it would forbid any trans person even being in public, forcing us into closeted, fearful lives. Whether out of their own fears or out of malice, these measures inspired bomb threats against hospitals. There was just one today, another one, against Boston Children's. And only exacerbate the violence that claimed the lives of Alex and Fern and so many more, and the people in Colorado Springs.
That shit's crazy, you too, Punk.
Yeah.
I also think we should
Amen.
Also, like, y'all, we need to normalize contactless delivery, dog. Like, it's just time. Like, I always have a note on all my stuff to just leave my stuff by the door, send me a text or knock on the door or whatever. The only time I ever really deal face to face with a delivery person is like I had a couple things expensive delivered the last couple days because I ordered a PlayStation and my wheel, and so I had to sign for those things. My weed comes, I have to sign for that. But literally, even that, I just open the door. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I'm masked. Even if I'm just signing something, y'all know me. I ain't playing around. You got to be here to be there. So I'm just, and that's it. So yeah, I think that would be safer for a lot of these situations. Like that way, you don't normalize knocking on some, having to be in some stranger's place and they be all talking to you and invite. I don't understand. We don't need all that. Drop my food off and get with it.
I am here. Last year, I was part of 3 championship teams in sailboat racing competition, winning the season championship in J24s.
That's crazy, Wayne.
That's my joy. That's my jam. That's what I do. I have joy in my life. I have joy in my life more abundant since I became me fully.
Hey, Stephanie.
When I was no longer hiding a part of myself. when I just let my light shine.
Stephanie, don't threaten me with a good time. You mentioned this video yesterday during your stream, and yeah, we were in Gather watching you on Richard Matson's channel, I believe it was, and you mentioned this video, and we watched it in Gather, and it was so good. I said, everybody has to see this.
Amen. When I could share the salt that hadn't lost its savor. Trans lives are a part of humanity's lamp. With sorrows, yes, like all lives, and also filled with joy. Our salt has not lost its taste. We season the bread and meat of our mutual existence. On even the most solemn of days where mourning and sorrow are present, I hope we can all remember the joy and work to increase and celebrate it, and fight to embrace the wonderful diversity of human experience, savor the salt, and let our light shine. All of us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, Stephanie. I don't know how to get in touch with you, and was actually hoping to get you on to Hot Program, this Sunday if you're available, or one of these Sundays, to come chat with us about your experience in this community and just sort of your journey. The typical Hot Program interview, to be honest. But. Yeah, I was really thinking about it, and Wayne mentioned whiteness, especially the patriarchy and the white dudes and all of this. I've always found it a real amazing thing to be the only one, right, in like a sea of otherness, however that works out, in my case, it's a lot of times like the one of very few or the only black in all white circles. Usually I think people are incredibly welcoming. I think most people are excited to get to know people who are different than they are. Where I think most of us are naturally curious. So if you're naturally curious and generally unprejudiced, as you may have a healthy degree of skepticism about anybody you don't know, but if you don't really
pack a lot of heat towards any groups, then you're like, oh, hey, I just found myself with some new friends from a different culture. Like, I'm hoping to have myself a time, hoping to hear some cool stories, see some new places, try some new foods, right? Like, hear some new music, see some different art, right? Most of us are excited about that. But nevertheless, like, majorities are the majorities, and demographics are usually what they are. Kind of like you can't choose your family. A lot of times you can't choose your community. And so it is important that we get on the same page and we know how to respond to certain issues, and that regardless of who's in the room or who's not in the room, we can hold down the fort. But we're so lucky. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much for sharing it online. We're so lucky in our community to have the diversity that we do have, and so that we can hear from people in their own voices, even like stuff you would never think of, like or maybe we don't think of enough. Let's say the neurodiversity in our community. The age diversity in our community, the economic diversity in our community, right? But when it comes to a lot of these issues where people's lives are at risk simply for who they are, I take it very seriously that I think compared to a lot of communities, this community is, people of color, at its core, and our female voices and mods at its core, and a lot of our queer voices are, near and dear to us as well, and so we're so fortunate that we have them with us to share their stories, because that's not always the case. And I don't think that's an excuse to, not call out problematic attitudes and behavior. But it is really uplifting and empowering to get this type of perspective. And I've learned a great deal. Stephanie's perspective was wonderful, because you got to hear her story and the role different people played in it, and the pain that the community feels when we lose people's lives and we lose their voices, and the specifics of the power that some of those voices had. Listening to the stream earlier when Matt Dillahunty was hung up on queer issues and trans issues, for lack of a better way to put it, Jimmy Snow spoke to normalizing using gender pronouns in a way that I hadn't thought about. I was really happy when some of my colleagues called me, and people I know, friends and family even, and asked me about pronouns, because they, like a lot of us, when everything went online, noticed that a lot of times people were including their pronouns in parentheses. And I was happy to have those conversations with them, because like I said, they were trying to get it right and trying to understand, so you just tell them, oh, hey, what's going on? We're trying to, make sure everybody feels welcome, and that we don't call people, identify people by, pronouns they don't want. It's really frustrating. And so you just, if you don't know what someone wants to be called, you can ask.
But if they put it in the parentheses, you just put it in there, and you can make that choice yourself about whether or not you want to. And I was happy with that. But Jimmy Snow brought up something today that I want to think about, which is basically the idea that some people in the queer community feel there's all sorts of ways you can feel singled out or feel like awkward or uncomfortable because people are being different because you're around. And one of the things that Jimmy Snow pointed out was that if people don't normally do something like, normally identify their preferred pronouns and stuff like that, but then they do it just because a trans person is around or something like that, well, then that can make that person feel like awkward, right? Because everyone's now adjusted their behavior simply because of that person. And this came up in the conversation because one of the callers really had a lot of pushback to the normalization of people identifying their preferred pronouns, which just doesn't make any sense to me. But this was like, wow, like, okay, I need to think about, I certainly think it's okay when people don't do that, and I'd be happy to hear otherwise. But I was like, yeah, like let's normalize identifying our pronouns. Like that's reason enough for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if I find myself in a situation where I see somebody do it, or it seems to be the thing that, let's do it and always do it. If I find myself in a group where somebody does it, hey, let's do it and always do it. If I find myself in a group where nobody does it, I don't think I'd want to make it an issue unless somebody lets me know that, we've gotten to that point with it, which again, I'd be happy to have that conversation and hear that. But it really, like, again, I just wanted to give tangible examples of things I'm still learning, right? And I hadn't thought about that. I had always thought, if somebody does it, cool. There's a good enough reason to do it, and certainly always use the pronoun somebody identifies as their preference. But now I'm like, no, let's get behind just normalizing everybody doing it, and it doesn't matter, because then it's one less thing that has the potential to isolate people, right? And I think we should do things like that, especially for people who have been so marginalized. Like, I say the same thing about hearing voices out on panels. Like, why not just make a little bit of extra effort to hear out marginalized voices? Like, really gonna cost us anything, right? When the opportunity is so great to literally just be one less thing, one less place, where part of the problem instead of part of the solution. And again, none of us are gonna get it right all the way, but I'm glad to hear that that conversation has resonated with people, and I think other people since then have given voice to the fact that that's what we're gonna try to do, right? And that's important. We're gonna notice when non-male voices are part of our host, or part of our discussion, or part of our panels, and make sure that those voices are heard. And if that means going out of our way to do a little bit of extra moderation to ensure that those voices are heard when they're trying to be heard, is there really a good argument as to why we shouldn't? Like, that's kind of where I'm at with these things, gang. But yeah, Stephanie, I'd like to chat offline. I don't know how to get in touch with you. We have a Discord. I don't know if you use that. If not, Pocket Locker 86. My channel name is also my Gmail. So if you get a chance, please shoot me an email. That way, I'm putting my email address out there. You don't have to put yours out there, but pocketlocker86@gmail. If you shoot me an email, I'd love to set up a time to chat with you on there. Thanks so much for making this video. Thanks so much for mentioning it. We did check it out, and this is an issue that we try to stay on top of because it is really important. And as I said earlier in the stream, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it, and I see it. I see it as no different than the type of violence and discrimination that is demonstrated to people of color for no other reason than because they're people of color. And so, I think we all have to see this as an attack of our people, and again, it renders our entire civilization a fraud. To be honest, we should all be, reflecting on this type of thing. I want to say sleeping a little bit less comfortably at night, right? Wouldn't you sleep just a little bit easier at night, knowing if you really knew that for the most part you could really be content that the women in your community, the people of color in your community, and the queer community in your community, that they slept just as safe and sound as the richest, whitest, malest of the straightest males, right? Like why? Like, again, I just can't see a good argument against it, and it's that's the point where it's at with me, right? Too, it's like it's not just you're not just coming after the queer people in our community. You're coming after all of our sense of decency. And it's painful for all of us that consider ourselves allies. Of course, nowhere near the pain that they're enduring. But if it doesn't break your heart, then, I think you need to do some serious self-reflection. Yeah, people who think the Trinity is reasonable are burned by pronouns. It's a funny way to put it, but yeah, it's fucking absurd. Stephanie, I didn't know you sailed, and I was so congratulations on your victories, and it's a serious thing, man. But sailing is tough. Like, that's crazy. But man, sounds like you've found a lot of success and made some real friends and been an important part of that community. So victory. Seriously, we're lucky as hell to have you, Stephanie. Lucky as hell to have you. Thanks so much for all you do. Glad that I saw you popping up on stuff, and I hope you make some more content. I hope you do, and definitely hope we get a chance to interview you. Thanks so much for coming through the channel. And yeah, everybody, we're in the most high suite. We're in the VIP gather. So if you're one of our mods or patrons, that's where we'll be overnight. And otherwise, we'll be back on the ranch tomorrow. Please join the Discord. Thank you all so much again for helping us find Biden's documents. Always really happy about that. Thanks again to AR for helping us get all that set up and turned over. And once again, we've managed to save the virtual compound. Appreciate you guys so much for your help. And Stephanie Helms joined the Discord. Fantastic. We can chat there. All right, gang, link up with us and gather, or we'll see you tomorrow. In the name of the Darwin, the Dawkins, and the Christopher Hitchens, science bless you all. Poof!
Zach? Why you wanna leave me alone? Saying all I do is wrong. No rights when they been left turns. Playing that she gotta let it burn. Saying that the hell's not a home. Sunshine cause you heard it all before. Sometimes she don't wanna be alone. Most times she don't want me gone. She don't know I try my all. She don't know I sprung in the sun, but I'm going in the winter, so we good to the fall. Remember how I told you I get it and I win. Now I'm got it, you ain't answering my call. Wonder if I've been moving too strong. Maybe I just been moving too boss. Really hate when the feeling get lost. Nowadays she just dodge my calls. In the game throwing laws like Paul. Young legend Miss John like Wall. And I wish you never met like Call. Dick game lay it down like law. Made plans but you canceled them all. I was just trying to splurge in the mall. Now I'm home stacking bread till you call.
It's time to roll. She tryna slide. We smoking Zah. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl. It's time to roll. She tryna ride. We smoking. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl.
We smoking that side. I'm trying to get high. She said that she not ready for lust. I waste my time. I got demons in my closet. I can't hide. I did all my exes wrong. They wish I died. Damn, I tried. They won't believe me when I say this. Oh my God, what a blessing. Hello Phoenix, that's my twin. I told these hoes they won't get my heart again. Not again. Cause they went missing when I needed just a friend.
They went missing, yeah, they all went missing. They don't want no smoke, they hit the blunt and started tripping. My daughter about to be 5, I ain't got no time to be bitching. I'm still reminiscing, we ain't had no food in the kitchen.